Hangout is live. Welcome to the Blogging Bunch Hangout. This is week 4 if you're following along. And I'm sorry I haven't gotten week 3 up on the blog yet. But today we're going to talk about StumbleUpon. And I know it's just one more social media that you've got to keep up with, and there are so many. But really we're going to show you that we've all kind of in the last 4 months or so gone back to StumbleUpon and said, okay, we're really going to try and start to figure this out. So when I screen share and show you my account, don't be like, oh my gosh, she knows nothing. She doesn't have any followers. Because I've just kind of, we're just kind of getting back into it, and we're seeing some definite traffic coming from it. Actually, it's usually in the top 5 of my referrers each month for the last few months. So, and it has even been up to top 3. So we want to just introduce StumbleUpon, kind of give you a walkthrough, give you a few tips that we've learned along the way, and show you that it really is worth your time, because StumbleUpon is different. It's a different approach than you take with Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest. So you got to spend a little more time with it. All right. So I guess we should do our introductions. I never did that. I introduced this. But I'm Sarah, and I blog full-time at Play to Learn with Sarah, and then I blog with these other 2 lovely ladies at thebloggingBunch.com, and we also have our Facebook group.
I'm Carrie, and I blog at Carrie L, and I blog about parenting in Dallas and blogging.
And I'm Elizabeth, and I blog at rockabyeparents.com, and I blog about parenting, single parenting, Disney, blogging, life in general, kids, all that good stuff.
All the fun stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, we work together on all of our blogging stuff, and we discovered that working together we were able to really elevate all of our blogs. And we've been working together for about 18 months now, so it's been great. Okay, so first I want to screen share, and I got stuck on screen share last week if you were watching that one. So if you don't see me again, bye. But I'm going to screen share here, and maybe this one. No, I want this one. Start screen share. Okay, do y'all see my screen?
No. But I still am just seeing your picture, so mine's messed up.
I did have your screen, and now I have the picture of the video.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, so you have my screen. Okay, so this is StumbleUpon, StumbleUpon.com. And StumbleUpon is basically just a bookmarking site. You go through, you add in things that are interesting, or you find articles that are interesting, and they really have to be really helpful and really interesting for you to get a lot of traffic in StumbleUpon. It's got to be some of your some really good content. It is pretty easy to use, and they say that people tend to stay on your site a little bit longer. I don't know that I necessarily believe that. They say, oh, well, if you use it, you're going to have a lower bounce rate, but I don't know about that, because I tend to be like, no, I don't like this one, and go on to the next one pretty quickly. So StumbleUpon, when you log in, it's going to look like this. This is recommended pages to your interests. So I went through and added some interests, and I'll show you how to do that. And it's got, if you notice, there's different colors for each of the topics here at the top. And so you can quickly see what interest that is in. And then also, if you go to my profile here, maybe you can see this Stumble DNA, and you can see what topics I have stumbled mostly, and most of them have been home living for me, outdoors, hobbies, and health. So if you are looking at another person's profile, you can kind of see their Stumble DNA and see if they're going to stumble things that you're going to be interested in. And so that's a good way to find people to follow also. So go sign up for StumbleUpon. Sign up, sign in, set up your profile. Make sure that, like, this is the profile image that I have on much of my many of my sites, my social media. So try to make sure that you're sticking with your same branding across all your social media sites. Make sure that you've actually filled out your profile. You're going to get a lot more followers if you have a professional looking page, and so you just don't have any picture, or you don't have any words. They're gonna think it's a fake account. So okay, so complete your profile. You can go to interests then and see where it says add interests. Click that, and you can. So this is a good thing when you're first setting up. You want to make that you're following the different interests that are interesting to you. And I actually use StumbleUpon to help me curate content for Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. So make sure that you're following interests that your readers and followers would be interested in also, so that you're going to use this time wisely on StumbleUpon and find things that your followers are going to be interested in. And it's pretty easy. You just click follow at the bottom and follow along. You can find ones that are popular that everybody follows. You can see ones. See, I've already followed a couple of these. Should follow alcoholic drinks these days. You can also go to Stumblers and follow specific people that way. Go through and see. They're going to tell you, and you want to see how many followers they have, and see how many likes they have, and then you can see their StumbleUpon DNA up here at the top. And so notice it's showing me these are the recommended for me, and because my majority of my StumbleUpon DNA was home and living, they're showing me people that have a majority of majority of home living also. I want to make sure that I'm looking too at how many followers they have, how many likes, how much they have too, so that I'm not you only get 500 follow. You can only follow 500 people. As many people as want to follow you can follow you, but you can only personally follow 500 people. So you want to make sure that those 500 people you're being pretty picky about, and make sure that you know who they're, what they're doing. Stop it. Make sure that they really are people that you like their stuff, because then StumbleUpon is going to show you your likes and lists and interests based upon other people, what they have put in, what they like. So this is a big deal. Anything to add there, ladies?
No, you're doing good.
Let's see. My point here about you're only allowed to follow 500 people. So if they don't follow you back, or you don't like their content, kick them out, unfollow them. There's no limit to how many can follow you, but there are unknown. It doesn't say how many, but there are unknown daily limits for how many people you can follow in a day. So don't just go through and say follow, because then it will stop you from following any more people. And I know that's happened in a couple of groups we've done. Let's follow everybody on StumbleUpon, and then somebody's like, I can't follow anymore. But you want to look for people that are active with lots of followers and start following them, because they're probably going to have quite a few content if they've got a lot of followers. People they're recommending to me don't have tons and tons of followers, so I want to keep looking here. But I don't know, last time I was looking, when I was practicing before this, you can also follow friends, see if any of your friends are in there, invite them. Connor, I can't do it right now. So you can go and see if any of your friends, or invite them. We couldn't find any of your Facebook friends on StumbleUpon. That's nice. My Facebook may not be linked up. But find your friends, and you may not want to find your friends. So let's see. Next thing I wanted to talk about was making it easier to use StumbleUpon. You want to have this StumbleUpon toolbar. You can bookmark the StumbleUpon bar. You can use Firefox. I have the StumbleUpon bar on my Firefox. This is Chrome right now, and you can see at the top I've got the StumbleUpon bar at the top. And these are really the most important things right here, the thumbs up, thumbs down, and the stumble button. That's what you want to really pay attention to. You definitely want to download one of these bars because that makes adding content much easier. So then I just click Stumble, and it's going to show me, based on my interest, it's just going to show me something. So let's see, 24 people who are really nailing this parenting thing. So that's one that I like. I think with there we go. So all this stuff. So if this is something that I think is funny, that my readers would like, then I'm going to click thumbs up. And that means that, yes, I liked this. I want you to show me more things like this. And it will also put it into my likes list on my main profile page. So I click Stumble with the Hangout going. It's taking a few minutes. Positive parenting tools. Time in versus time out. So that's kind of interesting. I bet my readers would definitely be interested in something like that. So I'm going to like it. I can also share it on Facebook. I also will, you can go through here. You can pin things. You can, see, I can pin it then straight from there. So that would be something that my followers would like. I don't know. Do I have a Pinterest or a parenting one? I don't even. Parenting. And then I can add it to, so then I've worked on a couple of different sites, a couple of different social media sites at the same time by using StumbleUpon. You can also go, here's my likes. If I go back to my my profile page, you can see that those two that I just clicked like on, they're now in my likes page. And everything that I've gone through and put in. And I think that we've talked about before, maybe trying to use 4 of other people's articles that you're stumbling, and just random ones that you've gone around and you found that you've liked for every one that you put in of yours. So make sure that you're not just stumbling your stuff, because that's not going to, you're not going to get the most out of StumbleUpon by only stumbling your stuff. Let's see here. Can I get back to you all? No. There it is. Screen share. Am I back?
Hey, you're back.
Okay. Yay! What else? We had a couple of things that we were talking about yesterday too. Make sure that you're stumbling other people's articles. Elizabeth, you had a point about that too.
The one about like the types of articles. Mm-hmm. Oh, the white too. Yeah, StumbleUpon. The one thing about StumbleUpon is they really don't want spamminess, which for them means, besides, like Sarah was saying, don't stumble your own a lot, but you don't want to stumble the same people. So Sarah and Carrie and I shouldn't just go and stumble each other and no one else. They just see that as spam. You're just promoting yourself. Okay. So you want to stumble lots of different stuff from lots of different people. So, don't try and make a habit of go to this blog every day and stumble, go to that blog. And you should also only stumble from a certain blog one time a day. So you don't want to go to someone's blog and stumble 5 posts in one day. To them, that's also spammy. So they can be a little tricky. If you follow their rules, you can get a lot out of it. If they don't think you're doing what they want, they're going to take away your traffic. So as long as you follow it, you're fine. It's really not a big deal, but it's something to definitely pay attention to. Use that stumble button on the toolbar to really help you find blogs you don't know, so you have other content in there.
And it goes backwards also, right? I was talking about using StumbleUpon to find Pinterest things. You can go on, find things on Pinterest and use your StumbleUpon bar and click like, and then it will add it into your StumbleUpon. So then you're adding things to StumbleUpon from Pinterest. So use it both ways to add content, and the more content you're adding into StumbleUpon that they feel is viable content that their readers would like, then the more they're going to show your profile, they're going to show your posts and things that you've added in. So this is definitely one that the more you use it, the more you're going to get out of it. There's also, you can add categories and tags when you're stumbling things. I should have shown that too while I was doing that, shouldn't I? Dang it. Okay. Let's see, back to screen share. Which one was it? This one. Is that working?
Yep.
Okay, so how to add a page. I'm on my profile here, right? And I can click add a page right here. And let's see here. Stumbling things the other day, so we'll go to Kristen's site and see what we can stumble back for her. What the fudge is. She was mad. Nobody told her it was fudge day or chocolate day or something. Okay, so we're going to copy that and go back to StumbleUpon and paste it in. We say, is it safe for work? Yes, it is safe for work. And then you need to choose an interest, select an interest, which for me, this is the hardest thing ever. So I typically go with food, cooking, for kids. That makes it, I really have a hard time choosing the what's this page about?
Yeah, because there's a lot of categories, and some of them are dumb, you know. I mean, some of them there where you're like, whoever uses this category for anything ever? This is so dumb. But then, like, you want to find a specific like a category for blogging, and you have to look for web blogs, you know. Right. So the categories, it is kind of a pain to pick a category.
Yep, yeah, the web blog. That is such a good tip because that was so hard. That took me at least a week to figure that one out. Okay, yeah. Add additional tags. So we can add additional information that maybe this is going to get seen. Chocolate. And if I want to write a comment, I can do that, or I can just go through and add this page.
And I don't know how it works on the Chrome toolbar because I haven't actually used it on Chrome. I only use it on Firefox. But if you thumb up that page, it should open the Stumble window for you so you can do the add a page.
Right. And
it won't now because you've already stumbled it, but.
Right, but it won't, it's not showing up.
Yeah, I see that.
If
you use Firefox, it'll work fine.
Yeah, if you use Firefox, which I'm not sure I can get back from, but
yeah, you use Google Plus and Firefox. You have to have different browsers for everything.
Yeah. So here's my. Can you see my browser? Firefox browser.
No, I'm only seeing our window for the chat.
Okay. Well, never mind. It's only working in Chrome today. So, yeah, so on Firefox, you can just click the Firefox bar. I don't know why it's here and not there, but then you just click a thumbs up and it will add it in. So it's really...
Some people... I was going to say, some people also have it on their page. I know my page has a spot for stumbling, so sometimes you don't have to do the extra work either. You can just hit stumble on theirs and do it from there. I don't know if Kristen
really
does.
Helpful. I think everybody should have, if you want people to stumble your content, put a share button on there for StumbleUpon. It makes it so much easier.
Number 9.
Yeah. Making things easy is always good.
Yeah, so up here I have my share buttons. And then there's a StumbleUpon. So I can just click on, anyone can click on that and it adds it to StumbleUpon very easily. So there are a number of ways to add things into StumbleUpon. You can go to your profile page, click add a page. You can click the thumbs up in the toolbar when you're on a page, or if the site has a StumbleUpon button on their post, you can add it that way. So there's 3 really pretty simple ways to add it. You can also create lists. So right now I have a few lists going. and you can add things to, I have a parenting, preschool, blogging, losing weight, and save for later. So things I wanted to read later. Which is the only one that has a follower. That's interesting.
I was going to say, I have a lot of lists because it was recommended a month or two ago that sometimes people will follow your lists and not your whole StumbleUpon page, but I have not seen that so far.
Yeah, I don't see.
I haven't had any plain just list followers, so.
I started these lists in April just to see how it worked, and
so it's kind of like Pinterest, right? Like a board, like boards.
Yep.
Like your different boards. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so it adds things. So like here's my losing weight list has 12 things. But you can also I know in the Firefox one you can also click to add it to a list.
Yes, that's usually how I do it. So what I usually do is I give a thumb up, and then I add it to a list, and then I use the stumble button to stumble it. So.
Yeah, and there's a plus button, and that brings up the lists, and you can just choose the list that you want to add it to also. So creating lists, and that may just help you too. If you're like, oh, today I want to post something about fitness, then you go to your list and find that. It's just a way to help you organize your content. Make sure that make sure that your posts have that the titles tell what's going on in them, you know, that your keywords are in there, that you've got a picture that's going to show what's going on and what you want people, you know, the same things. Your posts, it's still the content on your site that's going to get people to your site. So make sure that you are using, that you have the content up.
Yeah, and the one thing about StumbleUpon is they choose the picture, so you won't always have the picture you want up, so just be aware of that. There's nothing you can do to change it. So.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. This is weird. Okay, yeah, so StumbleUpon, it can be, the pictures can be a little funky, but if you make sure that all your pictures in your post, that you're following the anatomy of a blog post that we did, that you've got your pictures all have their correct tags with their keyword, you know, you've got your keywords in your pictures and your titles with your alt text in your pictures, then whatever it chooses to pull, it's going to be what you want it to be. Make sure you have a StumbleUpon follow link on your site in both your posts and on your sidebar with the rest of your social media sites, and make sure that you're using it. I would suggest a couple of times a week minimum, and set a timer for 15 minutes, and make sure that you're using that time to curate content for your other social media. But by setting that timer, I can tell you it may not be, well, depending on your personality, it may not be as bad as Pinterest, but it can be, because you just keep clicking the StumbleUpon button, you know, oh, what are you going to show me next? What are you going to show me next? You don't get a choice in it, which I kind of don't like. That's why I like Pinterest a little bit better, because I can choose which one I want to click on and which one I want to click through to, but StumbleUpon is just a surprise me kind of thing. But 15 minutes, a couple of times a week, make sure that you're using it to build up your other social media sites also. What else did we talk about?
And here's what I do. Okay, so here's how I use StumbleUpon. If you go look at my StumbleUpon account, you'll see I have like 4 followers or 5 followers. I've been really bad about using it with a plan, like Sarah and Elizabeth have a good plan and a strategy, and I've really been bad about that. But I love it. I kind of think it's like Pinterest to me, like Sarah was saying. You can kind of get lost in it, and I am more likely to read the content they show me on StumbleUpon than Pinterest. I don't often click through on Pinterest. I just pin everything because I like to look at it and it's pretty or whatever. But with StumbleUpon, I'll get lots of articles where I'm like, whoa, that's interesting, or things that I'll actually read. So I kind of use StumbleUpon for just because I like it. So what I do with it is I stumble a lot of other people's content. So I'll usually, when people link up to my Linky Party on Wednesdays, which you can link up to today, I will usually pin and stumble everything that people link up. And then I'll stumble my own stuff too, but I'm stumbling so much other content that I'm not worried about StumbleUpon, pinging me and saying, hey, you're only stumbling your own stuff, because I stumble a ton of other stuff. But then I use it on my phone. I have a StumbleUpon app, and it's so easy. Like I'm sitting at the dentist's office waiting, or sitting at the park with the kids or something, and they're playing nicely. I'll look on StumbleUpon, and you just hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down or stumble button, and it just shows you all kinds of cool stuff. And so it's kind of fun to play with, and for me to keep up with that way with the app and just with stumbling everybody else's stuff. So one of these days I'm going to start being more efficient about it. I've been listening to Sarah going, oh, I don't do that. I should be doing that. But it's a really cool site. So if you've never used it before, I think you'll like it. It's more fun than Twitter. It's more fun than Facebook, I think, because I like to read, and it gives you a lot of good stuff to read. So you should at least check it out and see if you like it just for yourself even.
Sorry, did I take you off? I was thinking something
No,
that...
I don't know. I can't see. All I can see is pictures of you guys.
Oh, you still can't see. Can you see the StumbleUpon, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay. What I wanted to say, what I didn't point out was, see this number right here that says 15 people have seen this. So we just stumbled this, Mommy in Sports, and it's already been shown to 15 people.
Kristen has stumbled it as well, though. You can tell by her picture.
So it might.
So it'll show you all those little pictures, those icons at the bottom show who else has stumbled that post.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like that when I do log into StumbleUpon actually from my computer, because I don't usually do it on my laptop or my computer. But when I do, I love that you can go through and you can see who stumbled your stuff or what how many people have seen it. It's I kind of like that more than Pinterest. It's like, here's a concrete number. You should have 60 hits from this post because 60 people saw it.
Yeah. So this one, like this one right here, 3 people that I'm following have stumbled that one also. Carrie, I found some Texas stuff today.
Awesome.
So then I pinned that. It looked too scary though. I can't. It's just outside of Austin, but I am not going there. Let's see. Lindsay stumbled this one, and this one had 114,000 hits just from StumbleUpon. I do my meal plan ones. I put on there.
One of my posts like that.
What? Carrie, did I lose you?
I don't.
Yep.
Can she hear us?
Oh, you were cutting out. I was saying someone with like that kind of following you could stumble something for me.
Yeah. So you can
guys are
who's following it and how many people have how many times they've shown, how many people they've shown it to. So that was just what you reminded me of when you were talking. Oops. No, that was the one on the screen. Okay.
You're gonna be back.
And I'm back. Yeah, we talked about a ton of stuff yesterday. It was like, oh, we don't know, we're not sure we know a ton of stuff about StumbleUpon, and then the more we got to I was like, well, here's my top 10 things that I wanted to talk about, and then y'all were like, oh, yeah, this reminds me of this. So you don't really realize how much you know about StumbleUpon until you kind of stumble upon it.
And the one thing I want to make sure that I kind of mentioned yesterday that that everyone knows is StumbleUpon. It likes not just, holiday stuff too, but green content. Don't ever stumble stuff that's going to disappear. Don't stumble a coupon page, unless it's a never-ending coupon. Don't stumble giveaways. Those will eventually get thumbs down because they're over, and that will hurt you. And stumbling that kind of stuff will hurt you and the person that the page is from. So you really want to be, kind of watch what you're stumbling. If I want to do a giveaway, if it's a good post, I'll take the giveaway away when it's done, and then I'll have people stumble it.
Stumble's really good stuff, and what I found, like with my stuff that does well on StumbleUpon, it's super hit or miss. You never really know. Sometimes I'll think this is the best post ever, and I'll stumble and I'll pin it, and maybe it will go crazy on Pinterest, and nobody will ever look at it on StumbleUpon. Or
Oh, she's
So I'll
gone.
just stumble it and see what happens. And then like my parenting content, like I'll post like a parenting story or something like that. And then that just kind of just builds on StumbleUpon. And I think that's so random, you know? So you don't ever really know. But I found that a lot of my, like when I tell stories or write personal posts or experiences, those things seem to do really well in StumbleUpon.
That was interesting. Your mouth stopped moving, but you were still talking. No, those are great points, though, because you don't know. We haven't quite figured it out what works on StumbleUpon, other than great content, great photos. Same stuff that works on everything else. So make sure your content is there before you are stumbling it. Okay. We are at 31 minutes, so we're getting this down. We're doing better and better with our time. 30 minutes is our goal for each of these hangouts, so that we honor your time and our time and make it easy for you to learn quickly about whatever the topic is for the week. So StumbleUpon, give it a try. I promise it is easier than it looks, and I promise that it will eventually pay you back, because suddenly you'll have 50 hits that you wouldn't have had on that one post had you not tried to stumble it. So give it a try.
And set up your account. We will follow our Stumble accounts on Friday in the support group. So get those set up so on Friday you can get followers.
So do you want to just switch? Are we switching Fridays from just follow whatever to just StumbleUpon in our?
No, just this one. This Friday will be, and then I can just rotate. I think we're at about the end, and we'll probably start with Facebook again next week.
Okay. Well, because I was thinking maybe we could switch it to stumbling. You know, can you stumble this account on Fridays instead of like Pinterest? You should be following people, or if we do Facebook this day, then we could do, hey, everybody follows Facebook. You follow this account or something every other week. Something like that. But anyway, make sure that you're in the Blogging Bunch group on Facebook. Make sure that you're in the Blogging Bunch support group also. The main group is only for questions about blogging, and the support group is for support on social media and your blog posts. So have a great day, and thanks so much for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.